Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the market close for I was going to say September, for Wednesday, September 25th, 2024. We're here. We do have a red day. We have a red day. And I've asked that question. I have asked that question in the greeting message up above. You know, we've been having a green month for September thus far. The bears have shown up today. Do they have a chance? Do they have a chance? Is there still a chance that we could see a red September? Traditionally, Septembers tend to end up in the red, but we're doing good. We're actually doing really, really good. I am going to show you guys, we're going to go to the charts right away. I'm going to show you why I don't think the Bears have much of a chance at all. I don't think they have much of a chance. All right, everybody, here we go. If we look, before we even look at everything else, like, things are down, things are in the red. Well, the NASDAQ's in the green, but things are in the red. But if you look over here, this chart is the TSX. And this purple line that's going across, that is where we opened on September 1st. And I'll show you guys. I'll just show you. See, right here, it starts right here at the top of this red candle. So we opened at 23,282.33. And that's where we would have to fall to have a red month. We would have to go beneath this line. This is where we are. We're up here. Now, it's not beyond the possibility. If we had a serious crash, sure, we could go below this line. But we need to have a serious crash if we want to have a red month. As it's going now, even this little red day barely put a dent. Quite literally. Well, yeah, look here. Here's Tuesday. Just a second. Where's the last one? Right here. So yeah, we basically went that far. This is what that red day today has done. A little tiny dent. So I've been talking, I know on the weekend, we were talking a little bit about this, and I did say we would need serious red days this week if we were going to get a red September. And we have not had any serious red days. We've had some green days. We got a red day today, but it is it's not very strong. It's not very strong. The bulls are the bulls are phoning this one in. That's what it sounds like. The Bears. The Bears are phoning this one in. They're not making much of an effort. So I have a feeling that we have tomorrow, we have Friday, and we also have Monday. Monday is the 30th. So we have 3 days for the Bears to really do their job if they want to keep the legend of the red September alive. I don't think they're going to do it. Don't think they're going to do it. So let's take a look at them. Let's look at the markets themselves. So the TSX, it is down 0.21% today. S&P 500 down 0.25. NASDAQ basically kind of flat, but they are up 0.04. The Dow Jones down 0.68%. Gold is up 0.12. Silver's down 0.79. Oil's down pretty big, 2.61% down. Bitcoin is down 1.57. Though Bitcoin has had a pretty good week. So can't blame them on being a little bit down today. Ethereum also down 2.88%. Here's NVIDIA. I moved them up to the top. They're back up above 120 at 123.51 right now. They are up 2.18% on the day. So that's not too shabby. All right, let's take a look at the heat map. So here is our Canada heat map. And you can see a little bit of the red. Yeah, the red is definitely dominating in here. But there's definitely some green in here as well. Fairfax Financial, they're having a good day. They are up. I didn't actually mean to click it. They're up 2.15%. Enbridge is up a little bit. Dollarama's up. Canadian Tire over here is up. I don't know by how much. Let's take a look. So they're up. Oh, they're up 4.84%. So that's not too shabby. So yeah, we do have some green in this mix. Looking over at our ETFs, kind of the same thing, although VFV is up 0.05. So that's not too shabby, not too shabby. There's not a lot we can get out of here other than VEQT is sucking a little bit less than XEQT today. So they're winning the all equity battle at this moment. Heading over to the US, as you can see, and we already saw, there's NVIDIA handing us a green at 2.20%. Let's pull them up. And you can see they have had they've been doing pretty good this last little bit here. So I'm happy. I'm happy to see this. I am happy to see this. Let's see if we can get NVIDIA back where those of you who are tied up in them can get back into the green. That's what I'd certainly like to see with NVIDIA. All right. Crypto time, and a lot of red, no doubt about it. Whoops. We got Bitcoin down 1.57, Ethereum down 2.88, Solana's down 1.57. Oh boy. Oh, look at this. Here's something that's up. Polkadot. Polkadot is up 1.75. There are a lot in the world of crypto. There are a lot of altcoins. There's more than 14,000. So we're going to go in and we're going to just pick some random coin. Oh boy. We're going very, very deep today because we somehow picked the other day, we picked the same coin. So the market is, crypto is mostly red. Let's pick a green coin. One of these three will do. We'll go with the one in the middle. Why not? No banana bed way. No. Is this not the same one I have just picked for 2 days in a row? Is it P Network again? Oh my God. It's like, did I summon it because I said its name 3 times? I don't know what's going on. Oh my God. All right. We need it. We need a different coin. We need a different coin. I cannot. Well, we know that one's green. You know what? Let's just go red. I need to crap on some coin. I'm not going to do it on P Network. All right. Grove coin. Here we go. Grove coin. Never heard of them. Look at this. They were up at 12, almost 13 cents. But now they're worth about a penny. Yeah. Not a good showing. I don't know what this is. No idea. Is this like for some reason I think it's like a conspiracy coin. Honestly, I don't know. There's about 14,000 coins. This is a coin I'm never, ever, ever going to buy. I would recommend that you guys do not buy this coin either. But if you do know what it is, definitely feel free to drop it in the chat. Oh boy, the world of obscure crypto coins. All right. Let's talk about something a little bit more refreshing. Let's go into the chat.
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
Okay, thank you, Alexa. Alexa, my co-host, everybody. She's doing a great.
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
Please be quiet, Alexa. All right, Chad is first in the building, and he's just watching. He's just watching today. All right, we got Ricardo. Hey, good afternoon. And Jeff is watching from New Zealand. Holy banana bread, nice. I'd love to visit New Zealand. Beautiful country from what I've seen. Of course, what I've seen is pretty much the Lord of the Rings movies, but I'll take it. I'll take it. Jordan is in the house with a hey yo, Candace. Hope you're well today. Doing fine. Doing fantastic. Wednesday, of course, being one of my busier days. So this morning I filmed a video and then I scripted it. No, I didn't script it. I filmed it and I edited it. So yeah. So far, pretty good day. Let's see. Chad says, hello, all fellow investors. Red equal buying up the day's uranium up today. There we go. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. And I am still long term. I'm very bullish on uranium. So I do love that commodity. Ricardo says, you mean why is the market acting like a crackhead and only going up? You know, it's funny. I did see an article today. Some investment firm was sort of saying, get out of Canada, get out of the Canadian market. It's it can't sustain it. It can't sustain it. So, they were pretty down on our market. But keep in mind, they're an investment company and they don't really invest in, in many Canadian stocks. So there's definitely a motivation to that. But it is true. Since the rate cuts have begun, we have the TSX has been outperforming the S&P 500. So, that's not too shabby. Not too shabby. I don't think there's any need to go running for the hills. Even if the Canadian market corrects, that just means more buying opportunity. And if you're looking at the long-term game, that's really not a big issue. All right, let's see. Ricardo says, when the tsunami crash is coming on the horizon. Yeah. Well, it's, I always look at it this way. Be logical about what you're doing in the market. Don't subscribe. If anybody comes and tells you the sky is falling, it doesn't hurt to look, but I wouldn't get to the point where I'm like, oh my God, somebody said the sky's falling. I got to sell everything and hide in a hole. You don't have to do that. All right. Chad says Microsoft using 3 Mile Island to power the AI data centers was finally right for once. Yeah, that was big news. And I think you're going to see this, like with AI needing more and more power, and that's not going to change. As AI gets more and more capable, we are going to see it requiring more and more electricity. Nuclear, I think, is a really good option for powering a lot of different data centers. So in this case here, this is Microsoft, but I wouldn't be surprised if you start seeing, I'd love to see OpenAI get involved with some nuclear power. And maybe they already are, that I don't know about. Honestly, I don't know, but I think that would be fantastic. Jeff says Chemico to the moon. Yes, once again, uranium. You gotta love it. Funny Books is in the house. Howdy, everyone. I had a green day so far. Ooh, nice, nice. You gotta like that. And Jonathan is saying, hold the bell. I'm on the way. Well, you got 2 minutes and about 30 seconds. So just letting you know. So by the way, as well, I did say on the weekend that I'd give you guys the opportunity for a Friday stream. So if you guys want a Friday stream, 4 supers before the end of this one, and it is yours. Woohoo. Bleak is in the house. Hey. And we got Mary in the house. And you guys know what that means. That means it's time to do a like button check. So I'm going to have some coffee while you guys are making sure you've hit that good old like button. Ooh, definitely good. Okay, Ricardo has got UEC, DNN, UROY, BWXT, the Uranium Rampage. Nice. Okay. Michael says, those buys, those will take a big loss with all that risk. Okay. All right, let's see here. One day, you'll find a banana bread coin. One day, if I find a banana bread coin, I will not crap talk it. I will give it a pass. I'll give it a pass. I probably still won't buy it, but I will absolutely give it a pass. All right. Larry is in the house saying, went long on YINN 2X China Bull ETF just because it was cheap. Thought about it at 21, bought the next day, sold for 32. Yes. Now the Chinese market. So the Chinese government actually, they dumped a bunch of money. They did a stimulus over there. So that has helped the Chinese market big time. So if you were invested in China, wow for you. Definitely wow. Nobody saw that coming. No, I don't think anybody saw that coming that I know of. So that was not too shabby. All right. Missy says, hello, everyone. Oh, let me jump ahead here for a moment. We got a super chat coming in from Jordan. Thank you, Jordan. And he says, let me open the coffers, of course. We have a super chat. So that makes Jordan the GOAT. He is the GOAT. Let's see how long he can hold it for. Fantastic. Thank you, Jordan. All right. Now back to where we were. We were up here just after, it was just Missy came in. All right. Max says, what are your thoughts on the market in October? October could be an interesting month. I'm still seeing October as being a green month overall, but I am seeing a lot of volatility. Like, I think the volatility, sort of like the volatility we saw in the beginning of September, I think that's going to stick through until we get through that US election. So that, I know a lot of people were saying, the markets are going to absolutely tank until the US election. Not true, but we are going to have volatility. We will see probably some pretty good red days, and we'll see some pretty good green days. Now, one exception may be crypto. Bitcoin has been back building for a long time. So there is that possibility that the breakout for Bitcoin would perhaps, it may begin in October. So I know a lot of people in the crypto field have been calling it Uptober. So we'll have to see. Marcus is in the house. Hello, Marcus. Good to see you. And hey, I got to catch you today. Always good. Always glad. It's always fun when somebody manages just to get in. They're always missing it. So I love it. Vineet is in the house with a hi all. Missy says Canada is doing not bad this year. No, Canada's not actually doing that bad. I mean, the rate cuts have been fantastic. So the video, by the way, coming out Friday is the video that was basically voted in by the channel members. So we're going to look at three sectors. We're going to look at three sectors that are doing well in the rate cut environment. So that's going to be kind of cool. I'm looking forward to that one dropping for sure. I am going to be making a small change to the way the final video is, because the way the channel members video works is I normally I've just finished bugging them for topics for the live stream. And then almost immediately I'm bugging them for topics for that final video. So what I'm going to do, this is how I'm going to change it. They're still going to vote on that final video, but I'm just going to open up the topics to everybody. And I'll explain it kind of as it comes together. I'm sort of thinking like, because it's just a way for everyone to get some topics and then let the channel members decide what's the best topic. So I think I'm going to go that way, starting with the October one. We'll give it a try and we'll see how it works. So I think that's going to be kind of a different way of doing that final video. All right. Jay says, I started getting rid of NVDH single ETFs to SMAX and HMAX. I had too much tech exposure, just the way the market is headed. And that makes a lot of sense. I mean, I know there's a lot of people right now that until they see something major with tech, they're going to be a little bit leery. And we already seen that tech investors are, they're easy to panic right now, because with all of so before the NVIDIA had their big crash there on good earnings, let's make sure that we clarify that. Before them, everybody else they had a lot of struggles because they weren't showing yet how they were making money with AI. Well, here's the thing. We're now at a point where you almost have to be showing these big, massive improvements constantly. Otherwise, the investors start to get a little bit antsy. And once AI starts paying off for some of these big tech companies, that will change things as well when it comes to tech. But right now we're at that point that tech can be a little bit volatile because of that. Now, I know OpenAI this week had a lot of things. So last week they released O1, which is kind of their slower model, but it's really, really smart. So it's pretty cool. And yesterday they started rolling out the enhanced voice. So I was actually playing with it last night. So I had ChatGPT role play a drunk Irish pirate, not a drunk, sorry, just an Irish pirate. And we were talking about a few different things. I was just sort of messing around a little bit, and I was actually, this was fun. This was fun having the voice just do all kinds of crazy stuff. Uh-oh. Yay. Oh boy. I went off on a tangent and I was 4 minutes late. Oh, this is so embarrassing. Okay. All right. Me and my tangent. Oh dear. No. My face is turning as red as the market. I can't believe I've never been almost 5 minutes late before. That sucks. All right. Whoops. Michael says China has the worst problem in the country's history that people have lost homes and that the government used cities to buy all of the empty houses. Yeah, no, China has, I think, a lot more pain than they're showing. You got to look at the fact that so many countries are moving their manufacturing out of China and to India. So that is a massive GDP hit for China. So yeah, it's I think it's going to be rough over there, and I don't think there's an easy fix for them. I don't think there is. So we'll have to sort of see how that all comes down. Oh boy. All right. Ricardo says, well, my comment comes from an accounting point of view of crashing market, consumer debt going up, inflation showing back up, and once the currencies devalue with rate cuts, it will come the fall, in my opinion. Yeah, and that's the thing. Right now, they're trying to stick the landing. You know, they've done it. The Bank of Canada made their landing. They got their 2%. But now, this is the problem. We're now in a situation where the rates are still pretty high. We're at 2%. No doubt next CPI, we're going to be lower than 2%. So we are going to go down a bit further. That's where they have that challenge. Do they go aggressive? Do they go aggressive and try to fix and stimulate the economy? Or is it too late? Is it too late? That's the other question that we have to ask. So October will be interesting. And we have a rate cut coming up. So here's the thing. Will it be a 50 basis points? It could be. It really could be. I think once we get our next job data, if that job data, if our unemployment has gone down further, I don't think they can afford to do anything. I don't think they could afford a 25. They got to go bigger if that's the situation. So yeah, it's going to be fun to see how this all rolls out. All right. Michael says China import price was 50 cents, which the street was looking for 250, which people not buying much of anything and buying food to feed their families. Yeah, I know. It's not good. It's not good in China. Oh dear. Yes. I did. Oh, look at this. We got another super sticker in there. So Funny Books has moved in, and well, you know what they are? They are now our new. So yeah, Funny Books has knocked Jordan out of the way. We're halfway as well, by the way, to a market close on Friday. If we get that market close, I will not miss the bell. I'm not gonna go that long after the. I still can't believe it. I'm still reeling from the fact that I was 4 minutes late on that. Oh boy. Oh well, what can we do? Chad says, yeah, finally in the green on Mr. Delay, aka Elon Musk Tesla. What I'll sell my holdings and it will go parabolic. It happens. Sometimes I have seen times with trading where it's like the second I sell, it reverses and then it goes the opposite way and I miss it. And I'm like, what? I have seen that. It happens. There's nothing you can do about it. Dear, what can you do? Patricia is in the house. Hello, Patricia. Good to see you. Missy says, curious on your thoughts with Canadian oil gas going forward. So this is one of these things. Right now, we do have a surplus of oil. Like we're talking the world. The world has a surplus of oil. So the demand is not huge at this moment. That's one of the reasons that, oil and gas prices are struggling. What we need is a cold winter. We need a cold winter right across the planet to really push that demand up. Or we need OPEC to stand in and start saying, we're going to get greedy and start cutting some of these, cutting our production even more. So that's a possibility as well. So those are what we need. to see what's going to happen. Now, oil will be fine long term, no doubt about it, because we see these type of things again and again. It's a normal thing. Now, also take the election. If somehow and he surprised me before, but I mean, if Trump were to win that election, he's already talking about drilling, which actually could be bad because once again, we get that oversupply. So we have to sort of wait to see how that supply is going to sort itself out. Now, yeah, if of course, and let's play not devil's advocate, but let's play worst case scenario. If all of the stuff that's happening in the Middle East now gets a little bit more out of control, that could have an impact. Now, so far, all of the stuff that we have seen, normally the impact it would have had has not really materialized. So I think it has to get really bad for something to really pop out for us. So we're gonna have to see. All right, and we got another super sticker. Jonathan's really rubbing in the bell. The bell. I missed it. I know. Oh dear, that's just not great. But what is great is Jonathan is now the new goat. Jonathan is the new goat. He's taken it from Funny Books, who took it from Jordan. It's it's contagious today. It's contagious, that's for sure. All right. Now, let's see here. Chad says IMO or next gen, Missy. All right. Ricardo says, now that's something I would be really interested. What oil company refineries wise have in Canada public traded? Yeah. I think it will be interesting. Now there are, like, you take if an energy company also has a utility side to them as well, I think they're going to be fine, because we've already seen that utilities are starting to look up with the rate cuts. That's been working really well for companies like Enbridge and Fortis. And you'll see actually on Friday's video, for the three sectors that I chose, I'm going to then show you three companies. So the three top performers in each sector. And it's just, I think it's just really cool. It's actually interesting. When I was thinking ahead of time, okay, what are the three best companies? I was wrong on every single one. Because these were just these were companies that basically flew a little under the radar. So it's cool though. But mind you, a lot of the companies I thought were at the top were like in position 4 or 5. And there was just a few that managed to sneak under the radar, at least total return wise. So that you will get to see. Ricardo says Chad is IMO Canadian headquarters and operated in Canada or international. So Imperial Oil, I believe they have a headquarters in, I think it's Calgary. I'm pretty sure. Honestly, on most oil companies, you can almost say Calgary and be right 99% of the time. But I think it might be Calgary. Let's see. If the Conservatives get in, gas will go down more as people want and axe the carbon tax. Yes. Well, today in Parliament, they are voting. They will be voting on a non-confidence agreement that was put in by the Conservatives. Here's the funny thing. Right now, the NDP and the Bloc have both said we're not going to support Poilievre's non-confidence. But he's actually putting in another non-confidence. Is it today? I think it's today. So that would get voted on, I think, tomorrow. So there's going to be a few non-confidence votes coming up this week. So that's going to be interesting. And here's the thing, and this is, I guess, from Poilievre's point of view, is that as long as the NDP keeps supporting them, he can then sort of, use that, I guess, as a weapon against the NDP, saying, look, they're really still tied to the Liberals. So he can sort of look at it that way. But we'll have to see. Let's see. Ricardo saying drill, baby, drill. Yes, there we go. IMO. Jay says, speaking of gas, I just filled up at 132 here in Winnipeg. Our premier gave us gas tax break for 6 months and it's about over. Yikes. Do you know what it's going to go back to? I'm kind of curious to know how much of a break that was. So, but then again, I mean, maybe it won't be that bad because where gas is currently down. So let's hope. Chad says, nice. That's sorry, nice. That's nice to hear, Jay. Now Scott Moe has to do that here to do it. Yeah. Yeah. I'm good with seeing gas coming down. Ricardo says here in Virginia, gas is $2.63. So 264. Now keep in mind, that's a gallon and a liter are different sizes too. So sometimes it's hard to compare them together per se. But yeah. Chad says 156 a liter here in Saskatchewan. It's the average. And Chad's actually asking about liter or gallon. I'm thinking it's a gallon. I'm pretty sure. I've never heard anybody in the U.S. ever say, "Oh, this is what I'm paying per liter." Yeah. See, yeah, gallons. Sorry, in the U.S. it's only gallons. Exactly. So that's like what, 3 and some change liters? That's a good question. That is a good question. Well, we can find out really quickly. Now on the Jamboard, I'll just use Google for that one. Google. Let's see here. 1 gallon. There we go. 1 gallon to liters. Ooh, it's even more. It's so 1 gallon is 3.78541 liters. So there we go. Interesting. All right, let's see. Jungle Eddie says $153 per liter in Halifax. They're milking the Maritimers like crazy. I think he forgot the decimal, but I'm having fun with that. Chad says, so 1 gallon is 3.89 liters. There we go. And so it would be like 0.88 per liter. Yeah. Oh, that's fantastic. Chad says, I wish. Well, the U.S., I mean, they've always paid less for gas than what we pay here. Most things in the U.S. are much cheaper. Like I've actually knew somebody who was going to take a flight. They just wanted to take a flight from, I think they were trying to get from like Halifax to Vancouver. So they actually drove down into the States and flew across there and then drove up into Vancouver because it was cheaper to do it that way. So, but that's because, there's a lot more competition in the US. So prices are much, much, much more reasonable. 9 says, I don't drive because gas is taxed so much. Yeah, it sure is. Yep, that is true. Let's see. Ricardo says that's nothing. When Trump was in office, we had gas at $1.98, which translates to 0.51 per liter. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's pretty low. Let's see. Chad says, no drive. I would not be able to work. Yeah. I mean, going back to that 0.51, I mean, the closest I can recall is during the beginning part of the pandemic when everybody was pretty much in lockdown, gas just went way down. I can't remember how low it got, but it was definitely down in the double digits. So that was kind of cool. It's very rare to see gas under $1, but we had it for a bit in the pandemic. At least in Nova Scotia, we did. So I imagine it was the same rate across the country, though. All right. Jordan says, just know that when dealing with Imperial Oil, your parent company or owner is ExxonMobil. There we go. Good old ExxonMobil. Let's see, 3.89 liters per gallon. Let's see, need to travel south to fill up. Yeah, well, some people will do that. Like if you lived, so for example, if you live in Windsor, you're probably better off to fill up in Detroit. Just head over with not as much gas. Now they probably have ways to try to catch you doing that, I imagine. But that to me sounds like a better plan. All right. Whoops. There we go. That was the one. Let's see. Whoops. I am a little over. There we go. No problem. Let's see. Better to over than under, right? For sure. Let's see. Yes, IMO is in Calgary. Started in 1880. There we go. 1880. Oh boy. Jay says, US in general, they drive much longer. Most of my drive in the city is about 10-minute tops. Ah, very cool. Jordan says, if you want cheap gas, marry or date a status native. We get a huge discount at the pumps. I pay 10 and pay about 8.20. Yeah, I pump 10. Okay, and pay about, yeah, absolutely. Nothing wrong with getting some cheap gas. Absolutely. Yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, because if you're native, you're not paying taxes. So you basically, by looking at what Jordan's paying compared to what the rest of us out here are paying, that gives you a general idea of how much that gas is there, and the rest of it is all taxes. And I mean, the prices are going to go up again soon too. I think there's the next round of carbon taxes that are due to hit. I don't know exactly when though, but I've heard politicians already starting to complain about it. Let's see. Ricardo says, "Oh yeah, when I was at the beach in South Carolina, my drive to work from home was 45 minutes each time. Oh boy, that's that thing. I hate long drives. I really, really do. I'm the type of person that if I had to travel like an hour to work and an hour back, I'm going to start looking for a new place to live closer to work. Quite literally, that actually happened years ago when I used to work for Compaq. I had about an hour trip to work and an hour trip home. So I found a house quite literally almost across the street. So it became a 5-minute walk to work. That's just because that's how much I hate losing all that time. All right. Ricardo says, being in the U.S. has made me spoiled because in Guatemala, I used to walk everywhere. Now in the U.S., I don't walk anywhere. Yeah. And I've noticed that too with a lot of cities in the U.S. They're not even built really for people. It's like it's built if you don't have a car, the city's not really built for you. So it is, yeah, it is like that for sure. All right. Jungle says July 2020 gas was 0.51 a liter. There we go. Yeah, that's why I was thinking it was really, really, really close to that amount, Jungle. And I assume like you're in Halifax, so that would have been the same price I was seeing. Ignore wrong column. Uh-oh. Was it not 0.51? Because I feel like it was low. Oh boy. Ricardo says, but that drive was not even anywhere in the highway. It was all driving through town. Okay. Fair enough. All driving through town. Cool. All right. I've actually caught up with you guys finally. Let's take our final look at the market because now we're past that 15-minute point. So the NASDAQ will be closed. All right, here we go. All right. So the TSX did finish in the red today, 0.19. So not by much. It's, not much at all. Yeah, looking at the S&P 500, exact same 0.19. NASDAQ did finish in the green, 0.14. Dow Jones down 0.7. Gold up 0.07. It's still moving though. Silver's down, still 0.87 down. WTI, so your West Texas Intermediate, negative 2.46%. Bitcoin down 1.50 and Ethereum down 2.85. Over on the heat map, once again, let's actually take a look and see who the winners are. We'll get rid of the losers. Here we go. And we'll even get rid of the lower winners. All right, there we go. Here are our big winners. I'm you know what? Let's get rid of those guys too. We're just gonna go with our big ones. So Empire doing good. Canadian Tire. Look at that. Rogers had a good day, up 1.72. Now look at this. Lightspeed. Lightspeed had a very good day. They were up 13.28%. Oh boy, that's not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. Don't know what would cause them to go up that much, but it has my attention. Lightspeed, what are you doing? All right, we'll revisit Lightspeed. I think I accidentally actually closed out that window. Oh, that's fine. I'll open it next time. Over on the US side as well, and we'll do the same thing. We'll get rid of the losers. As you can see, big winners, NVIDIA for sure. AMD, not too bad either, 2.34%. Oh boy. Even Tesla up 1.08%. So that's not too shabby at all. It's looking pretty darn good. And crypto, we know it's not too good, other than a few things. Well, Shiba Inu, Shiba Inu up 5.13%. So that's not too shabby. But for the most part, what can I say? It's been an interesting market. Yeah, but it's over. It's over. It's done. It's done. We're fine. We're fine with the market as is. All right. And let's take a gander here. Actually, I wanted to look at Lightspeed. Let's see if we can find out what was going on there. LSPD, I think it is. Here we go. This is the one we want right here. Apparently, I've already got them. I'll delete them and add them because then it'll put it right at the bottom. All right. I'm on over here, Lightspeed. So, okay, yeah, so here is today. Look at this candle. This is a big candle here. What is this telling me something here? Let's see here. Lightspeed may a sale, Reuters says, citing. So there might be a sale involved here. Let's see what this here is. Okay, so there's a potential sale. Lightspeed Commerce has been working with advisors to explore options, which may include a potential sale. Reuters reported Wednesday, citing people familiar with the matter. Okay, that could be interesting. So there might be some stuff going on behind the scenes with Lightspeed, and that's what may have people getting in. Sometimes, if there is a potential sale or something like that on the horizon, it can be a situation where if they're the ones being bought, it could mean that there could be a big pump ahead. So some people might have heard this, and this might be those people getting in to say, I want to be there in case something happens. That could be. It is very interesting. I'm just seeing if there's anything else in here. Sector update take. Canadian payment software firm Lightspeed explores sale. All right. Yeah, exactly. It's because of their report on exploring options, including that possibility of a sale. So some people are positioning themselves with Lightspeed to see what happens. So yeah, it's a strategy. It's a strategy. All right. Michael says, why aren't you looking at earnings each day? Like MU could have bought BAT 86 and now my shares at 113. MU. Well, let's take a look at MU. All right. So MU, of course, being Micron. Let's pull them up here and see what's going on. All right. We'll just take a look at the 3 month here. All right. So, and why aren't you looking at the earnings? So they must have had an earnings report. Let's take a look and see. Give me 1 second here. All right. MU Micron. Here we go. Let's add Micron. Let's pull them up here. Come on up, Micron. So yeah, here's their earnings right here. All right. So Thursday. So that's tomorrow. Interesting. Now, if we look at this, the earnings have already been reported. So here we go. So Micron, this is actually not bad. Not bad. They did exceed expectations for their earnings as well as their revenue. So yeah, not bad at all. So this is we're probably going to see, let's take a look. Well, look here. Right now, so they ended the day around 95. And look at this, they're up at 107.52. So that's in the post. So that's post trading. So yeah, if you were involved in Micron, that's not too shabby at all. That's pretty good, Michael. That's a good one. Look at that. Very, very good. Now, why don't I look at earnings every day? I'll look at earnings for stocks that we talk about a lot, but there's a lot of stocks out there, Michael. There's a lot. There's absolutely a lot. So I don't catch every earnings, but hey, whenever one of you guys want to bring up an earnings that's happening, absolutely do it. We'll take a look. We'll take a gander. So that's kind of cool. Yeah, no, they beat their expectations. This is what should be happening when you beat expectations. That's a shot at NVIDIA investors. Come on, guys. This is what happens. All right. Yeah, exactly. Jay says, what's the deal with Ethy? When I bought it, it was down most of the time. And when I sold it, it had a lot of gains. Oh, God. Yeah, Ethy. So Ethy, first of all, let's go take a look at Ethy. So that there is the purpose Ethereum yield. All right. Give me a second here. There we go. Right over here. Good old Ethy. Now, this is kind of one of these interesting ones here as well. Because one of the things is it is covered call. So you do lose some of the upside potential on it. I'm going to go back 3 years, though, because we're going to go back to the beginning of Ethy's life. So Purpose had this. They had the unfortunate luck of basically starting this one, and also BTCY at the beginning of basically pretty much at the peak before a crypto bear market, or crypto winter, I guess we call it. And that's what happened. So it's amazing. Like if you bought on opening day at like $9 or $9.19, it wasn't long before you were holding something worth $2. And they haven't really rebounded that much since then. So definitely a shame on that idea. But here's that thing. When Ethereum, I think at that point got up to about $4,000. When Ethereum gets back to $4,000, this Ethy will not be worth $9 because there's that whole capped potential. As if Ethy has a big movement, obviously what's going to happen is that the options that are being written on it are going to fire sooner than later, and that's going to sort of help them not recover, not gain back all of the price as it goes. And you can sort of see it in here, like even now. So you kind of, when you're looking at an ETF like this, you kind of got to take that into consideration. So one of the things this is one that it's hard to say, because I know at that time, being in the community, and that I know people were at very high hysteria for both Ethereum. Actually, funny thing is, as people were starting to lose a little bit of that enthusiasm about Bitcoin, and they were shifting a lot of it to Ethereum. And back then there was talks that, oh yeah, Ethereum's going to beat Bitcoin. Ethereum will catch up. They'll pass them. Ethereum's more useful because of smart contracts. Well, that just never happened. And when Bitcoin fell, crypto fell with it. And that's the way it is. And it's probably going to be a long time before the crypto Bitcoin sort of reliance breaks. I think it's going to take a long time for that to happen. But that's the story of poor Ethy. And now it's just one of these ones where, it's one of these ones I don't even know if I would have a hard time trading it. I just find that the volatility and that sometimes Ethereum does have a good day, but yeah. Whereas when you look at, we'll go to Bitcoin. Let's go to BTCY. All right, so BTCY, and we'll go to the 3 years as well so we can see the whole thing. You can see, once again, pretty much the exact same thing. It came down. Now, they've had a little bit of a better recovery coming up, but keep in mind, and this is one of the reasons I moved out of this on the 0 to 100K challenge. If we get that parabolic move in Bitcoin, we're going to see a lot of that value not reaching BTCY. You'll have the great dividends, and you're still going to have some half decent growth, but you're not going to have all of it because of those options. So they're going to start losing on those options, and they're going to, because, and it's not even so much that, hey, it's not so much that you've lost on that option. It's that you're then buying in at a higher price. So that basically means there's less money in the, for the same number of shares, you end up with, well, technically end up with less shares, but you have to buy more shares to get back to the number that you were at. So it does lower that value a little bit. So instead of going up, for example, let's say you should have went up $20 over the full, and we're talking over the full parabolic run. So let's say this ETF, if it were a regular ETF, would have went up about $20. You'll be lucky. You'll be lucky to get 10. You might get more, but you'll still have the dividend. So that is something to keep in mind. BTCY. You gotta love it. Gotta love it. Chad says Solana coming for ETH's lunch. That's another issue as well. Solana, a lot of people have moved to Solana because the fees. When you look at gas fees on Ethereum, crazy stuff. But Solana is pretty much being like a cheaper option. Lower fees, same utility pretty much. So there's been a lot of people think that Solana will at one point pass Ethereum. So just something to keep in mind if you're looking at coins. Of course, do your due diligence when you're looking at crypto for sure, because it's a different beast than stocks. Let's see. Chad says channel idea: how to use options video on Wealth Simple. It's an idea. It's an idea. I like it. I like it. Missy says XID India. Oh yeah, I've been saying India is just an absolute beast of a market. And you can sort of see here. Let's go to the 1 year to date. This is XID. It's just doing fantastic. Now, the nice thing here is you'll notice you've got almost no yield here. So it's got a tiny dividend. But what that means is you don't have covered calls or anything like that in here. So you're getting that full potential as this keeps going up. So just think, this thing's at $58. A year ago it was down at 46. So it's a good market. It is a good market completely. And Chad is saying 27%. Yeah. All right. Let's see. And Chad says, you bet, Missy. Always up to the right. Yeah, absolutely. So you got to like that. You got to like it. I mean, India has just been fantastic. So we're in that situation right now where I think there's a lot of money that can be made because we've got, we have some really good sectors. So we got real estate, of course. And I keep talking about real estate, but I mean, look, we can just pick almost any real estate company. So any REIT out there, you can pretty much pick, and there's some stuff that's just going good. Let's see. Let's do SGR here. So Slate Grocery REIT. All right. Whoops. I'm going to do that again because I accidentally clicked on the U version. There we go. So Slate Grocery REIT. Here we are. We'll go to 3 months because this is the rate cuts. So you can see in that 3 months, this one has gone from, and where's my mouse? Where is my mouse? Oh, here it is. Don't you hate that when your mouse just absolutely disappears? And that's like, where the banana bread is this mouse? But they've gone from $11. And this is in 3 months. So, just over $11 up to $14.13. So 11 to 14. That's what's happening in REITs. Let's see. There's another Slate one as well. Slate Office. So this is the kind of funny thing here. There we go. Slate Office REIT, SOT. I have been kind of thinking that office REITs would be lagging a little bit behind more residential REITs because that makes sense. However, let's take a look. Let's take a look and see how this is done. Well, that doesn't look good, but let's go to the 3 month. And we're kind of seeing that, aren't we? Well, what is this? 36 cents. What the banana bread? This does not make sense to me. Did something happen to this REIT? Yeah. All right. Wow. I'm really glad I don't hold this one. So I was thinking office REITs would take a little bit longer. This one, perhaps. This is probably, oh my God. Wow, that's a big drop. So stay away from Slate Office REIT. I don't know if this one's going to recover. That's just absolutely crazy. Now, what is this? 33% dividend annual. That's you know why? Because of that crash. It has inflated their dividend yield like crazy. Oh my God. That's crazy. Oh my God. Well, look at this. You can see here's the crash happening. You got a return on equity, negative 54.96, negative 1549 return on assets. Their debt to equity up to 246%. Yeah, they're in trouble. They are in trouble. So yeah, Slate Grocery REIT, it's okay. Slate Office REIT, no. Stay away, folks. Stay away. Holy banana bread. That's wow. And I just randomly picked that one. I had no clue that happened to them. Oh boy. Let's see. Wait, so India is coming back? Well, India right now, I mean, India has become the most populous country in the world. So they actually beat China. So China is no longer number one in that territory. And they have been gearing up their infrastructure to support their economy, because their economy is off the rails. And in a good way. When I say off the rails, I mean in a good way. Like it's moving so fast, it left the rails. And that is because a lot of countries who are looking at China and saying, we don't really want to do so much with China anymore. They're starting to move things to India. Apple just recently opened up a store in India, and Apple's been moving some stuff to India. Tesla's been moving some stuff to India. But now some of these bigger companies are kind of like, they're not going gun-ho into India, only because if they pull everything out of China, China could then get vengeful and say, yeah, okay, you can't sell any of your product in our country. So they have that. So, but more or less, the more new things that are opening up. So if Apple wants a new plant, they'll throw it in in India. So yeah, India's been doing really, really, really well with that infrastructure. And that ties into Hammond as well. Hammond does a lot of business in India because they're taking advantage of that economy and that push, the Indian government's push towards building the infrastructure to support all of the work that's being created there. So definitely something. Let's see. I remember when the election killed that ETF. Yes. Let's see. Everything's moving to India and Mexico. Yeah, Mexico is also another area I think that's going to see some big improvements for sure. Because once again, anything that we have an ability to, basically if you have a cheap workforce, and that's what you have down there. And the funny thing is, it's not, keep in mind that when you think, you hear about other countries where, it's like, oh, we're not paying people very much. But at the same time, you go to a place, where they're not paying you very much. Also, all of your expenses there are not very much either. So, it's not like you have the same rents that you would have up here, for example, and things like that. Oh, CSH.UN. Sure, why not? I need to wash the taste of Slate Office REIT out of my mouth. So CSH, here we go. So this is Chartwell Retirement Residences, and this has been doing fantastic. So I already know this one is doing great. So here we are. So, and since the rate cuts, they've gone from 1277 to 1548. So that's not too shabby, at all. And keep in mind, these are just beginning. Imagine if they get aggressive and they start doing 50 point cuts over the next few months. holy cow, that would be big for some of these, you know. But at the same time, also concerning because we know that they're doing it to try to stave off a recession. So that's you know, kind of a double-edged sword. Make money while you can, while the economy supports it. That's for sure. Let's see. Interested in Mexico? Yeah, Mexico is. I think Mexico will be a very good place for labor, and there could be investment opportunities there too. Let's see. Ricardo says that is true that things are moving to Mexico. In 2023, it was the first year Mexico became the biggest importer to U.S., taking China's, I guess, crown. Yeah. No, Mexico. I think Mexico. I mean, Mexico is, and there's the thing. Mexico really, really, really is in a great spot. And I'll tell you why. Because they can manufacture stuff for North America. And they got CPKS, so Kansas City Southern Rail, that goes from Mexico to Canada. So they have a distribution route that they can use. That's fantastic. That, I think, is a huge plus for Mexico. Whereas India does have to support, you know, they still have to transport across the ocean, you know, ships, things like that. Mexico, no. The cheapest form of transportation out there for moving goods is rail. And they've got access to that. So that's not too shabby at all. Chad says cheaper labor than parts. Yeah, they have cheap labor and they have cheap transportation. So that's really good for Mexico. Has anyone seen the 7.5 billion gamble Mexico is trying to do to mimic the Panama Canal? That'd be interesting. I'm actually really surprised that nobody else in Central America has come up with a canal. I mean, I guess the Panama Canal is fine, but there are a few places in Central America where, you know, the land is not that huge between, other than mountains. There could be mountains in the way. I'm just thinking about the map. So there's probably mountains or some obstacles that make it not as practical as it is down in Panama. But that would be very interesting to do that. All right, there we go. But are REITs priced in already? Not exactly. I mean, here's the thing. Right now, you know, the 3 rate cuts, you know, they're starting to come in. They're not pre-pricing REITs. I don't expect that. I think we're still going to see a lot of movement because you got to keep in mind. Like, take a look. Let's just do this here. We'll go to the 10-year. So in this case, well, this one's a kind of an exception. This one's already back to where it normally is. So this one is normally up here. So with keeping that in mind, that makes me wonder, okay, how much more room do we have to grow? Obviously, you know, if you look at this area in here, if you were to calculate inflation, you know, you'll probably get up to about 18. But that's going to be interesting. They have already kind of made that room up. But at the same time, this is also the fact that they service retirement communities. This is a growing sector as more and more baby boomers are getting to that point that they need that extra help. So they could go much higher. They could definitely go much higher. But let me show you. I'll show you through RioCan because I think this is a better representation for what's been going on here. So we're going to go to the 10-year on RioCan. And you can see here's that big jump from the rate cuts. But RioCan normally sits up here like around, you know, up here around 25 to 26 in that vicinity. So they've got a lot of room still just to get back to where they were. And if you were to factor in inflation, I imagine when they settle at the end of all of this, they're probably going to be settling up around $30, I think. So there's still a lot of room for growth there. And keep in mind, you know, you've got a half decent dividend. Right now it's at a 5.4. Once we're up there, that 5.4 will, you know, be probably closer to 4 than 5 at that point. But that's fine. That's absolutely fine. That's kind of the way things go. So most REITs are this way. So is it priced in? Not really. Not the way that you're thinking. When you're thinking about the market, so the market will price in things like events because it's forward looking. So for example, if they expect a rate cut They're going to price it into the market itself. And you might start to see that, reflect a little bit in here. But a lot of this too is you got to look at it this way. The profits that are being generated, they're coming as, in a way, it's almost a bit of a lag, right? Because a lot of it is mortgage pockets, mortgage saviors. They're not paying as much interest on a lot of things. And that money then sort of comes. So when you cut a rate, you don't get that money instantly. You have to wait. In some cases, depending on when the rate cut, you could be waiting a month. So there's a little bit of a lag, I think, with the REITs. All right. Ricardo says, in Oaxaca, I hope I said that right. And I believe another province, they're going to do a rail system with ports on each side of the ocean to mimic. Oh, okay. That's brilliant. I think that's brilliant. Yeah, I like that idea. That's a good idea. Good to know. So invest in CP Rail. I think, yeah. I mean, I think you can't go wrong with both Canadian railroads, to be honest, for long-term investment. But CP Rail, I think, will, if you're looking midterm, they're probably going to beat CN investment-wise. Long-term, I think they'll be much closer. But I still say, and people are always saying, which one should I get? And I always answer, why don't you just get both? That way there you're covered. They're both going to do well, and they're both going to be, they're both going to do well for your portfolio overall. Jay says, a while ago, I heard it in the news, San Francisco downtown, 30% of offices are sitting empty even after the pandemic. Yeah, that is true. Now, I know that there is, I heard something in the news about some company saying that they're going to make everybody come back. So we are starting to see more and more pressure to get people back in the office. And one of the interesting things too is, if you're doing remote work, once we start getting to the point that AI is starting to take over jobs, you're probably going to be one of the first to go. So it's not a bad idea to get some time in at the office. All right. Mexico industrials. Could be interesting. I'm wondering, there's probably, let me just see here. I have no clue about any Mexico ETFs, but let me see here. These are all on the New York Stock Exchange. So there's a Mexico fund, Mexico equity. This is probably, let's pull this up. This is a US one, but it's an iShares MSCI Mexico ETF. I'm just kind of curious. So let's take a look at this for the last year. Okay, so we're not seeing what we're seeing with India. So it may not be, well, you might be getting in low, but India right now, definitely we've got the big explosion. I expect in the future, though, we will see similar with Mexico, but I don't think we're there yet. Now, this is just one ETF. Really, I didn't even see a Canadian ETF when I searched. So your best bet, if you want a little bit of exposure to Mexico right now, is something like your XEQT, because this is your all equity. They have emerging markets as part of their portfolio, and if you look at them, they've been doing great. Moving up really, really good. So yeah, XEQT, that may be the way to go. All right. I see something way ahead. Oh my God, how far behind am I? All right. Well, I'm gonna head back, but we got a super sticker from Mary. So Mary is our new. All right, and that is also that's also super number 4. That means we got a Friday show. So that is fantastic. All right, now getting back to where we were, I should less tangents, more getting through the comments. Ricardo says they have raised $6 billion from the government and $1.7 million from private offering. Absolutely. Yes, Chad, they absolutely do. China is buying up Mexico. It's like, I would not be surprised. I mean, China tries to get their fingertips in everything, but keep in mind, as long as if China keeps struggling, they may not be buying up as much stuff while they get their house in order. A Hammond REIT would be good then. I don't know if I don't think Hammond has a REIT, but yeah, never heard of that REIT. Let's see here. Michael says HPE is the best, which lower PE, which NVIDIA buys all of the HPE products. Yeah, so HPE. I'll just take a look here. So Hewlett Packard. Here we go. So good old Hewlett Packard. All right, let's just pull them up and take a look. And you can sort of see, I mean, they have been doing better lately. So you can see that they fell with tech as well. But yeah, it's another good big tech company in the US. All right. I remember they used to make a lot of computers back in the day. I imagine they still do. Chad says dream reality, not die type of sorry. Dream Realty. Well, you might see that. You might see that soon. Let's see. Ricardo says, Missy, that is a good point, since a lot of Chinese companies are building in Mexico to sell to the U.S. to avoid the sanctions. Yeah, that's all you need to do, right? Mexico, have a Mexican company that's pretty much owned by China. That is a way around it. Let's see. Ricardo says part of the macroeconomics that escape people. Let's see. BRICS BIS digital currency, which is backed by gold, is a better system of trade versus the U.S. dollar. Yes. So BRICS. Oh boy. Yeah. That's India is actually a part of BRICS. So let's see. Yes, I agree. All right. As long as the dollar is the prevailing currency to purchase goods across the world, the BRICS won't succeed at all. That's the thing. Right now, the dollar is still in there. It's kind of like, it's almost like the West uses the dollar and BRICS is more of the, I'm not going to say the East per se, but, it is used amongst some of those countries. Well, I mean, Brazil is in there, so I think they're not in the East, that's for sure. Chad says, not backed by nothing, just printed out of thin air. Let's see. Even though the dollar is backed by thin air, the world currency that accepts currency no matter what is the dollar. You can't go with anyone else's currency to buy anything outside of your country. Yeah, exactly. Let's see. Yes, that's the problem. Everyone thinks cash is king. I don't. Cash is trash. Rather take gold, silver, BTC any given day. Let's see. I believe if more countries get behind crypto for buying goods, then maybe the dollar will be thrown out of existence. Yeah, I mean, it really boils down to, I mean, if everybody does get into crypto, that will certainly lessen the power of the US dollar. Let's see. Been 2 years now with CP and CNR. CP outperforming 14% for CP, CNR in the red today. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I definitely short to midterm, CP is probably going to edge ahead or stay ahead of CNR. But, it's going to be fun. It'll be fun. I still have faith in both railroads overall. All right. Ricardo says, well, I got to run home, but it was great conversating with you all. Have a great afternoon, Candace. Always good to see you, Ricardo. Enjoy your afternoon. All right, guys, we're pretty close to the end. If you got your final questions, throw them in. We are going to be back on Friday as well, by the way. So, thanks to thanks to a whole bunch of people. Let's see, Jordan, Funny Books, Jonathan, and Mary. So yeah, you guys all rock. So that's going to be fantastic, and it'll be great too. It'll be the last Friday in September, so that's not too shabby. Very good. All right. Let me check something here for you. All right. Now, I'm going to bring up, whoops. Oh, I do have it. All right. I went back thinking I had already minimized the screen, but I have not. So over here on Discord, so we'll go to our schedule. Here we go. Oh, Might as well edit out this one. We've already done it. All right. So coming up on Friday, we've got top 3 sectors in a rate cut world. So fantastic video. It's going to be fun. Then we got coming up the next video after that's the 0 to 100K challenge. So that's coming out on October 1st. So the Tuesday. And you know what? Let me just add this right now. You guys earned an extra one, so we'll put it in. It's not October. It's going to be September 27th as well. There we go. There we go. It's now in there. Here's the fun thing coming up, though. So next week is pretty normal, other than we have that. We will have a deep dive. I will get a vote out for that fairly soon. This is the big thing. We do have a bonus live stream coming up on October 7th. It's going to be in the evening, 7 p.m. So it's just a 3-year celebration live stream. No idea how long it's going to be. Just going to, we're going to chill. I'll answer questions, of course. But I'm also going to eat some chicken with the bomb on it. So there's going to be some sweating. There's going to be some hiccups, maybe. It should be funny. It should be funny. It won't be funny for me. It'll be funny for you guys. So that is that's coming up. That's coming up. I can't wait. I can't wait. Yeah, that's going to be great. And then we also, as well, we got the subscriber sponsored video coming up in the middle of the month. We'll be looking for that. When is it here? October 6th is when we'll open that up for if somebody wants to sponsor that video. So that's also coming up. I think it's going to be great. I can't wait. I can't wait. All right, let's close this up and we'll head back into the comments. Missy says, "Thank you, Candace. Hopefully join you on Friday." Well, I hope so. It would be great to see you. Funny Book saying, "Mary, love the cat." Yeah, cats are good. I'm a huge fan of cats. So, if you want to win me over, just bring a cat. Jay says, "FYI, I love caramel apple pies found in Giant Tiger. Too bad I can't bake banana bread since yeah. Well, banana bread's good. But there's a lot of great things that you can do. Here's one of my favorite treats I haven't made them in years, but I used to get like banana muffin mix. And then what I do is I add chocolate chips to it and cook it all up, and you'd have this banana with chocolate chips in it. Fantastic. And back then, I used to work at an internet company. So I used to bring them in. I'd make them up, and people would go crazy, and they loved them. So if I didn't make them after a certain amount of time, people would actually start petitioning me for them. So they were very, very good. All right. Missy's waving goodbye. Chad is saying, "Have a great day, all." When Telco's going to make a comeback? Probably. Hopefully. This is all going to depend on the economy. But the rate cuts, as they get a bit deeper, are going to definitely be good on them. I think we will see a little bit of a rebound. I don't think it's going to be as fast as any of the big sectors. Definitely, they're not going to pull a REIT or utilities. They're going to be more of a slow climbers. But yeah, they will be making a comeback. And Jay says, "Bye, everyone." All right, everybody. That's a great one to end on. This has been another good show. I will see you guys here again on Friday. I can't wait. Until then, everybody, take care. Have a fantastic night, and we'll see you Friday. Bye, everybody.